What's going on, everyone? So one of the things that I've talked about is the Los Angeles Lakers needing to stay and keep their foot on the gas, right? Don't slow down. You got Luka, you got the momentum, right? And my hope is that this now gives the Lakers the confidence they need to go and make a move and do what's necessary. Right? The concern that I have is the Lakers kind of kick their legs up and go, all right, everyone, good job. Party at the Backstreet Boys, party at the Sphere, all this stuff, and just, living their best lives and take their foot off the gas. It's a genuine concern that I have, right? Now, Rob Pelinka himself said that he's not satisfied, right? That he, wants, and they're looking for other moves and all that stuff. That's great to hear. But Luka said something that is a little concerning to me. It's not that I think he's wrong. It's just this kind of plays into my concerns and my fears. So let me read what he said. So Luka Doncic on the Lakers roster. Honestly, I think we have a great team. We have what we need to win a championship. Now, I know many Laker fans don't believe that the Lakers have what they need to win a championship. I am somebody that thinks that is very possible, right? Luka Doncic has done more with less than what's on this roster. You also have LeBron James, who's still a top 10 player. Say what you want, right? This team is going to be very good, very talented, very skilled. Right? Are there holes in this roster? Are there flaws in this roster? Sure, of course. But every team in the league has those. Right? Like, there's not that team that you look at and go, like, hey, they're just going to run the league and just beat everybody and win a championship. Right? I mean, even OKC had their hurdles last year and their question marks, and the Lakers match up very well against OKC. So keep that in mind too. So if they run into each other in the playoffs, if Luka doesn't get ejected, they beat them 2 times in a row in like a 4-day span. Right? And obviously the regular season and the playoffs are very different things, but the Lakers have done a good job against OKC the last handful of years because they're just so big. Right? Like, I understand people talk about like, oh, we need center. We're too small at the center position. Not anymore, obviously, with DeAndre Ayton, but we were too small at the center position. We weren't small everywhere else. We were one of the bigger teams as far as just like overall size out on the perimeter. Problem is the defensive side of things, which I'm concerned. But I've even talked about, I think the lack of defense is a little overblown, right? I don't think the Lakers are going to be a top defense or anything like that, but I do think that they'll be pretty good. Right? They have some good defensive pieces. Health is going to play a big role into that. It's the starting unit that you're like, it's going to be terrible defensively. But also who you start and who you close with are very different things. And look, we've seen it. Denver, 15th in defense during the regular season, second worst in the entire playoffs. But they were so good offensively, they ran through everybody. I mean, literally ran through everybody. Wasn't even close. Closest anyone came was Phoenix, and that took Devin Booker having an all-time historic playoff run, and they still only won 2 games. Right? So they didn't even really put the pressure on them. So all of those things are a factor. So I believe the Lakers are going to be one of, if not the best offense. Personally, I think they're going to be the best offense in all of basketball. I think they're going to be ridiculous offensively. So if they are, and they're like middle of the pack defensively, I think we'll be fine. So I do genuinely believe that this team can win the NBA championship, but there's things that you want to see, right? Like I've talked about Lakers, right? You're going to have a healthy Luka who's motivated, hungry, and ready to go, right? You're going to probably see the best version of Luka, MVP level Luka on his own, right? So you go from the basement to like, hey, you're going to be very good. Then you add in LeBron and chemistry and everything else for another year, a better year of coaching, the arguably best center the Lakers could have gotten, add in Jake LaRavia, add in a healthy Jared Vanderbilt, add in, right, all of a sudden, if things pan out here, then the Lakers are going to be a very good basketball team. They're going to be one of the top teams in basketball, right? Are they going to be a true contender? That's what we need to see. That's where the what ifs kind of come in, right? But I don't think Luka's wrong. Also, what is Luka supposed to say? Like, no, we're bums. Oh, we're terrible. No, of course. I believe that he believes that wholeheartedly. Right? Because he's looking at it like, dude, I've done more with less. I got LeBron James as my co-star. Right? I mean, LeBron James could potentially be the best player that Luka ever plays with. right? Unless he goes and plays with a Jokic or a Giannis, right? At this stage of their careers are better than LeBron, right? But it's a very real possibility LeBron's the best player he ever plays with, and they could end up being the best duo in all of basketball. And both guys have done more or less. I believe Luka is looking at like me and LeBron James could do something special. Add in, an Austin Reeves, a Rui Hachimura, a Marcus Smart, a DeAndre Ayton. Like Lakers are deep, they're versatile. It's just, are they going to be able to balance it enough to catapult themselves into contention, right? We will see. Time will tell. However, the reason I'm concerned about these words from Luka is because, like I mentioned, Lakers taking their foot off the gas. Rob Pelinka's not satisfied. Rob Pelinka, needs to do moves. Luka has reiterated time and time again, like, I want to win, right? I want to win now. I want to be a perennial title contender. Reports came out that, hey, Luka and Rob are going to work together to build a contender, right? And be a perennial contender. Luka's, recruiting and doing all that stuff. That is great, right? But something I've talked about just randomly throughout videos for literally the last month and a half, 2 months. But something that I've sprinkled into videos from time to time is, the perception of the roster, right? LeBron, it was more so in the LeBron talks, so like potentially LeBron leaving or whatever, right? It was like, okay, how does LeBron perceive the roster? Whatever we think, right? Whatever, the front office thinks, whatever, right? What does LeBron think? What does Luka think? We might look at it and go, like, this team isn't good enough. We're not going to win a championship as is. But if Luka's looking at it as like, no, I have more, like, this is the best roster I've ever been on, right? Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. You're not Luka, I'm not Luka, it doesn't matter. The Lakers' job is to keep Luka happy. If Luka's happy with the current roster and believes he can win with that roster, doesn't matter what any of us think. Doesn't matter how any of us feel. The Lakers aren't taking calls from the fans, right? Like, they're gonna, hey, okay, you good? We're good? All right. Like, that's where my concern lies. Because, again, I do believe the Lakers can win as is. But I would like the Lakers to continue to be aggressive. Now, aggression doesn't mean there's a balance, right? You have to be patient and aggressive, right? It's finding that balance, finding and riding that fine line. But I do believe that the Lakers can find that balance. Rob has done a much better job. Say what you want about Rob, right? Credit is where credit's due. And where credit's due, Rob Pelinka has been much better over the last few seasons, right? He was very, kind of gung-ho early on, right? Overpaying for guys, taking the first trade that's available, this, that, and the other. Like, that's the Rob Pelinka that, a lot of the criticism stems from. But he's done a good job over the years of being more patient, letting things kind of develop, allowing things to, and his patience has been rewarded, right? So, again, credit where credit is due. I know a lot of Laker fans aren't Rob Pelinka's biggest fan, but again, you can still dislike and not want somebody, but fair is fair. He's been good. Right? He had a good offseason. This was a very good offseason for Rob Pelinka. He landed, whether you think it's luck or, the NBA or whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Rob Pelinka did his job, was patient, and it paid off. Right? But I want Rob to continue to grind and look for trades and be aggressive in the trade market. Again, no trade is better than a bad trade. I'd rather them make no trade than a bad trade. I'd rather them continue to be patient. I've talked very heavily. I'm okay with the Lakers going into the season as is. Take a step back, let's evaluate and see what we need. Right now, all of us, the consensus at least, seems to be like, hey, we need a starting 3-and-D wing and maybe a backup center, like an upgrade backup center. I don't think that that's as big of a deal as maybe some other people because just the margins of backup centers are very minimal. And once you get to the playoffs, like the backup center's playing 15 minutes a night, if that. Right? Like some nights they're not even playing. Right? In certain matchups, they might not even see the court. So I don't think that to me is like the least priority. Right? Jackson Hayes can fill in during the regular season. We'll be fine in that regard. I'm not worried about it. Right? Starting 3 is something that I would prefer to upgrade. However, what if that's not the issue? What if we get, 40 games or whatever it is, 44 games into the season before the trade deadline, and it's like, man, Jake LaRavia, Jared Vanderbilt, right? They're doing it. They're holding it down. right? Like they're maybe Jake LaRavia's starting at that point, and he's the 3-and-D wing and something. It's like, okay, well, clearly we need to get off of Rui at this point, or maybe he's bought into a bench role, whatever. Who knows, right? But it's very possible that that ends up not being the whole. And it's like, okay, well, what does this team need? Right? Oh, well, maybe the bench scoring's terrible. It's like, hey, let's go we're a Malik Monk away from winning a championship, right? Just a bucket getter off the bench, and we're in business, right? Type thing. Who knows? But I want Rob Pelinka to continue to be aggressive and continue to find those spots. Continue to do your job and do your due diligence. Try to find those trades. Be relentless. Call up Miami again. And in another week, call them up again. In another week, be a pain and a thorn in their side. Have them hate you because you keep calling, right? Because somebody's going to break at some point, right? My concern, though, is Luka saying like, we're good. My concern is that Rob goes, oh, we're good. And they don't do anything, especially with the whole 2027 thing, which I think is all nonsense. I think that's all noise because how do the Lakers get there? Right? If Ayton works, they're going to have to pay him. They're going to have to pay Austin Reeves. If Jake LaRavia works, they're going to have to pay him. Right? Like, what, are they just going to let all our good players go to maybe land Giannis? Maybe. Right? But you still need to fill out a roster. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.